Welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at the Maryland Steam Historical Society Spring Crank Up from 2024. It was a very windy day. We had a huge flea market, lots of food, and let's see what we had for engines, tractors, and even some antique motorcycles. I got a Whitty 6 horsepower diesel running, but right now we're standing in front of a... Hey, hang on, let me get closer to the light. Rip that thing right down. You do that. Oh, whoa, whack!
505. 505? That was a whole new ballgame there. Turn it down. It runs slower, but it kind of likes to
That was quick.
Well, we got to do this whole road tonight.
Yeah, there you go. I was like...
He went down and he showed me the biggest engine he had in the woods. The fire filter actually too heavy. And I bet you put it together and looked at both of them. And I said,
Rich, that's big.
you'll find out, but it looks awful big.
Let me go find a bigger one. Randy, how are you?
sounded a whole lot better. No, anything about
You kids got to start it if I stall it, all right? I don't hear yes coming. Oh,
It's stalled.
they just said no.
I didn't hear that. Hey, come on. We'll see. Starts like that, I can feel it.
You gotta plug it in overnight. Huh? Gotta plug it in.
Build a fire under it.
Cars up here. It's, you know, it's rare. It's fine.
Mr. Randy.
got pictures today on up, and everybody's questioning, where you going with these, and blah, 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 and seeing
It was.
good or not that long. Or the price on that. She said at the factory, that was good, and then built it in their bar, and then she called back, and they sold it in the bar. People don't know. But I think he offered like half.
You doing the creeper race? Is that what you're doing?
What?
You're doing the crawl race. How the slowest? Are you practicing for it?
No, we're just messing around.
Dude, what year is that?
What did I say it was? 47.
The thing looks awesome.
Huh?
Thing looks awesome.
Yeah.
Beat the hell.
It
Mold
hit
growing on it.
It hit every tree. It came out of a peach orchard.
And it's running that smooth, huh?
Yeah.
That's cool. Now he's running slow but smoking. I was worried he was going to catch fire. That's why I started moving.
Yeah, it's just a little rich.
I thought you were going to say just a little blow by.
Yeah, it's fun.
They're cool. Have they done the tractor games?
I don't know when it is or what. I haven't heard anything. I haven't seen Gary for a while, so
I didn't see him at all. I did see one guy down there with the clipboard, but I didn't know who he was.
yeah.
So,
Your videos, by the way.
thank
You
you,
do a
sir.
great job. I
Appreciate it. Thank you. So what model is this thing?
06 and that's an 04. Both orchard tractors.
Both of them are.
Yeah, but I'm missing the sheet metal.
I tell you, the sheet metal, as bad as it looks great. Just makes it just puts that.
I'd be happy if I had that sheet metal.
Isn't it funny? Used to be like, rip that off, get new fenders made. Put it.
That's what the guy did with this. I failed it.
Did it literally just get dragged out of a field? Been just sitting?
This is a jump row, he said. This one sat for I don't know how many years out in the fence row.
Now, did you have to put tires on it?
No.
Really? Got lucky?
The only thing I've done to this was foul the points in the Magneto. And
That is awesome. Plugs?
But you can see it's basically just iron pipe up here. Wow. And at some point, they had an upstack after they probably lost it to get it out, and they cut a hole in the middle, but then they realized that wasn't a good idea.
Probably being the orchard, right?
Yeah, so then they put it where it was supposed to be. Piped it down. Yeah, and the pipe hung way out the side, but I was like, that's the only modification I made it. Okay. I just do like I do to everybody else. If they're slurring me, I pull a spark plug on them. It didn't work for us.
No.
I did it to my friend, and he lost the cylinder and kept on going.
Slowest tractor race. Thanks for bringing them.
Yep.
You're still way too fast.
pool of 186.94. 186.94. Now pulling, we have Kerry Baum Jr. on his 1950 Farball M in our 5,500 pound 6 mile an hour class. That was Kerry Baum Jr. with a pull of 212.17. 1951 John Deere B in the 5,500 pound 6 mile an hour class. That was Henry Burnett with a pull of 203.9. We got a pull of 214.9. 214.9, which will This is Travis King on his 1947 Farmall H. Baum Sr. with a pull of 119.36. 119.36. We got a pull of 69.45 feet. 69.45. We got a pull of 73.08 feet. We got Jim Burnett on his 1950 Oliver 88. Ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at your new leader for the 4,500 pound, 4 mile an hour class with a pull of 125.74. On his 1951 John Deere B. That was John Price with a pull of 86.88 feet. 8. The Alice Chalmers WD-45, 119.36. 125.74 is the pull to beat. John O'Neill with a pool of 78.11. 78.11. In this class is Case Hoover on his 1949 Case SC. Case Hoover with the pool of 87.03. 87.03.
Welcome you all to the Spring Crank Up. Most of you are probably here last fall, so please remember to come join us again next fall. We are going to start announcing the tractor parade, and I'm going to start off with the first one here. I have a John Deere A. It belongs to the Graff Family Collection in Hampstead, Maryland. Up next, we have a John Deere right now we're looking at a John Deere Model BR. It's a 1940, also owned by the Graff Family Collection. Here we have a John Deere G. It's a 1950, also owned by the Graff family. Up next, we got a pretty little lady in pink tails on a pink John Deere. It is owned by Gunnar Rosalie Decker out of Hampstead, and it's a John Deere 1965 110 lawnmower. And the cart. Hi! She is one cutie, let me tell you. And here we have her little brother, LJ Decker, on his... Huh? Oh, it's her cousin on his little John Deere. Up next, we have coming up a John Deere Diesel 80. And it's owned by Jimmy Decker III. Out of Boring, Maryland. It's a 1949 Farmall 8. This nice lady here, she's got a little bit of a rough, bumpy ride. She is driving a 1933 Farmall F12. It was restored by Tommy Wright and Henley, and it's owned by Beverly Wise out of Ridgely, Maryland. Up next, we have a John Deere B, 1948, owned by Tim and Kim Replica. I know, I try not to torture them, but close enough? Okay, they're out of Manchester. Here we got a Ferguson 30. It's a 1952, owned by Wayne Taylor out of Finksburg. Looks like a little 8N to me. Not quite, but close. Here we got a Snapper lawnmower. It's owned by Colton Strauss from Littlestown, PA. It's a 1982. Here we got a Cub Lowboy, also owned by Colton Strauss, and this is a 1972 Cub Lowboy. Here we got a McCormick Deering Farmall, 1949. Its nickname is Cub, and it's owned and restored by the Ayers family from Glen Rock, Pennsylvania. This young fella doesn't want to get the pizza lost. This is Camden Cat from Lineborough, Maryland, and he is driving an 8-horsepower wheel horse lawnmower. Massey Harris 555. Here we got a little John Deere. It's a 1939 John Deere. You always know the John Deeres because they got that little putt-putt 6-cylinder down. Here we got a John Deere 420 lawnmower. And we have Dustin Almany driving the John Deere 420. Here we have a John Deere 430. And it is owned by Connor Morrison out of Hampstead, Maryland. This is a Massey Harris 44 owned by Wes and Jerry John. I'm sorry. We're still working out the kinks. So here we have an Alice Chalmers. It's owned by Frank Dukes out of Westminster, and it's an Alice Chalmers U. And I recognize this fella from a ways away. This is Mark Bitzler on his 1955 Oliver. He's from Westminster, Maryland. Awesome. It got first place with my nephew driving in the tractor pull today. Congratulations, Sterling. Here we have a John Deere made in the USA. Tractors like potato chips, you just can't have one. Gosh, I know that one. This is owned by Robert Wheeler and is a 1951 John Deere AR. This is a John Deere 1941H. And that's Daniel Dell, and he's got a one row plow behind it. This is a 1949M John Deere. He's also got a one row plow on it. Here we have a 1978 G12XL Boland lawnmower owned by Matt Baird out of Cockeysville, Maryland. And he's got his family in tow. And here we have Brianne Lookable out of Spring Grove. She's driving a 72 Cub Cadet, and it looks like she's got some family in tow as well. It's an Alice Chalmers golf cart. And this is Fred Lockaball out of Hanover, Maryland. Don't see too many of those. Here we have a diesel John Deere R owned by Derek Almany. And he's got a little cutie helping him to drive. Here we have Jack Johnson on a Minneapolis Moline. It's a M670 with the 880 Workmaster bucket. Here we have a 1944 Alice Chalmers B owned by Glenn and Tammy Blutcher. Don't know if I pronounced that right, but if I pronounced it wrong, I'm sorry. And they're out of Glenwood, Maryland. Here we have Alice Chalmers 1949G with a set of corn. Yes, I was like, I knew what they were, but my words wouldn't come to me. It's got cultivators on it, and it's owned by Randy Pickett out of Woodbine, Maryland. 65 Dodge. Okay, here we have a 65 Diamond T tractor. There you go. Here we have Bill Eason, Mr. Sunflower from Oxford, Maryland. It's a 1996 E-Z-Go truckster. Thank you. Thank you. Here we have Layman Odell from Huntington, Maryland on a 1946 Avery V. And it's also got some cultivators on it. Here we have another Avery tractor. It's owned by Willie Parker from Huntington, Maryland, and it's a 1950 BF Avery. Here we have a John Deere 210 lawnmower owned by Lance Gunnett out of York, PA. Here we have a little McCormick Farmall lawnmower with a Briggs & Stratton engine, owned by Braden Warner out of York, PA. It's a mini Farmall. Here we have Jesse Forey from Seven Valleys on a 1970 Wheelhouse Horse Raider 12. Here we have a McCormick Diesel Super WD-9 owned by the Burke family out of Finksburg. Here we have a John Deere 420. It is also owned by the Burke family from Finksburg, Maryland. And it's got a little cutie driving it. I heard some talk about this tractor earlier today. This is an Orchard W6. It's a 1942. This is also owned by the Burke family from Finksburg. Here we have Oliver Row Crop 70. It is owned by the farm at 1920 in Hampstead, Maryland. and that is of 1946 Oliver row crop. That's the brand I grew up partial to. So my son has lots of them. This is an International 04. It's a 1948. Owned by Wade Kern. We're trying to work out the kinks, folks. Here, this gentleman has a bit of a rough ride, too. He said, yes, it is. This is a 1939 Ford Ferguson. Owned by Ira and Josh Barnes. It has a saw blade hook, too. It's three-point hitch. And those steel wheels, I don't envy. Here we have a Cub Cadet International, owned by Jay Davis from Parkton, Maryland. Here we have a 1949 Farmall H. This is owned by the Ayers family out of Glen Rock, Pennsylvania. Here we got an Alice Chalmers coming up, owned by Frank Dunks from Westminster, Maryland. It's a 1952 Alice Chalmers CA. Here we have a Boland's lawnmower. It is owned by Grayson Mennett out of Boring, Maryland, and it's a 1985 Boland. Here we got a nice fire truck. Let's see. It is owned by Jason Barnes out of Camber, Maryland, and it's a 1973 Ward LaFrance. Wendy Albany. Here we have another John Deere. This is a John Deere 40. It is owned by Jack Etchison. And that's his great-grandfather's tractor. Way to keep it in the family. And last but not least, we have a Cub Cadet International, and it's owned by Kylie Yarger from Upper Cove, Maryland. I like to see the ladies on the tractors. That lets you know it's not all a man's sport. So we